What's happening, guys? So Nate back here, and in today's video we're going to talk about my biggest breakthrough when it came to print on demand. So a few videos ago, I talked about the psychology of running Facebook campaigns. How it is seriously a mental game. You guys know exactly what to press, what settings to set up. If you don't, you follow my tutorial. Link is the playlist on this channel. Just go watch all those. There's like 5 or 6 videos or whatever. It's gonna teach you exactly how to set up campaigns that are actually gonna work. Because there's a lot of pitfalls that Facebook tricks you and all this kind of stuff. You'll want to avoid that kind of stuff. So follow that training, but most of you already know how to do that. When it comes to my personal breakthrough, what did I go through? How did I get through the stuff that you're probably going through right now, right? Well, there's actually 3 parts to this answer, or this question, answering the question is how do you break through? And obviously the first thing is getting better at choosing designs, also having a product that is able to sell, which if you haven't already, link in the description. My Shopify app has wallet cases, and it now has, let me bring you guys these here, I'll bring the whole box. It now has print on demand watches. Now they come in a bunch of 6 different bands, and I'll show you guys those in a separate video. Very, very cool product. So you need a product that people want to buy, okay? So if you have that, if you're selling wallet cases, okay, then you have to focus on your design. Now, it is the hardest part. The hardest part about print on demand is the design. And I'll tell you from my personal experience that I'm surprised sometimes that certain designs will sell while other beautiful, amazing, crystal clear, pixel perfect, everything is like this should be in a museum because it's so good of a design, and it's nothing, absolutely nothing, and nobody wants to buy it. And so this is the most frustrating stuff that you go through when it comes to print on demand. And that is why I have my testing process. If you don't already know, there's a whole testing process we go through that we figure out which designs people like before we even try to sell them. Check out the playlist on my channel for the instructions of that. After I had my personal winning product, right? I knew it was a wallet case, it was a winning product. It sold. It does sell now. You can sell it too. Okay, enough plugging your app, Nate. Stop plugging the app. Give me the knowledge. Okay, we're working on it. We're getting there. So I have the product. Let's say you're good at design. I know a lot of people are not good at choosing designs yet, but let's just say you're good at choosing designs, okay? There is still a 3rd factor, and that is controlling your ad campaigns. And so my personal breakthrough that allowed me to go to the next level was mastering Facebook ads, was mastering that mental barrier that was holding me back from allowing me to spend more money, go a little bit more negative, analyze my campaigns in a systemized process without emotion, and not love a design. That's another problem that people face. They love a design and they spend too much money. But here's another thing, is like you look at your ad campaign, and I think I said this in another video, you're looking at your ad campaign and you're looking at the stats every hour, and then you might go 6 hours without a link click, and you drive yourself insane because you think the campaign's bad, right? And so you turn it off. And these are big, big factors that when it comes to managing your campaign, how you can be in your own way. And so the way that I personally was able to overcome that barrier was I stopped looking at my campaigns. I literally, right now you probably think I'm crazy, but my print on demand store, the one that's still running, I have a couple retargeting campaigns still active, right? I haven't looked at those campaigns in probably 2 months. No joke. At least a month. For sure over a month, I have not looked at those campaigns. Maybe once I know I just looked at it a couple days ago, so whatever, but I didn't change anything. I just said, okay, it looks okay, or whatever. But it's funny, like there is this thing where new people, they need to look, they need to stare, they need to analyze, they need to look at all the stats, they need to look at all the metrics, they need to know that the link click-through is more than whatever percentage is average, they need to know that the cost per click is below whatever is average, they need to know that the CPM is better than what is average. They need to, need to look at all the metrics, and then as soon as something does not look quite right, they press pause on that campaign. And I'll be honest, this was a huge factor for me too when I was getting started. I was starting to get a little bit of success. I was having some sales, right? I was getting the flow. I was making sales. Had the winning products. I was figuring out which designs, and I was getting sales. But then what was holding me back from scaling, like I was able to hit $1,000 a day, right? But I was stuck at that $1,000 a day. I mean, that seems like a lot for most people, but whatever, it's not that much money. So I was stuck at like this $1,000 a day mark for a long time, like almost a year, because I was at $1,000 a day, and then I went up to like $3,000 a day during a good period with like a couple winning designs back to back, and then that fell back down to like $1,200 a day, $1,500 a day, and then I was stuck there again. And then I was stuck at that level for a year and a half, just at that, whatever, $1,000 a day. And that's why when you look at my success of my store, in the very early videos of this channel, I shared the growth of my store, right? I actually shared a graph that showed my store and how I made most of my money in print on demand in the last year, maybe 18 months. I would say in the last 18 months. But the first 18 months, which I've been running my e-com store for over 3 years, right? For the first 18 months, like I said, it was, not much. It was like $1,000 a day at most. There was a huge breakthrough that I went through to get from that $1,000 a day mark to the $10,000 to $15,000 a day mark. Now, here's funny. I have not been able to get to the next level, which is the next level is get my print-on-demand store consistently over $20,000 a day. I haven't done that. I have done that on my app, which is no problem, because it's a different business model. It's a different thing, and it's whatever, it's no problem. But for my print-on-demand store, like to take a $20,000 a day store and turn it into a $50,000 a day store, I don't have the answer for that. I would have to go seek mentorship if I wanted to grow my store to that next level. But let's go back to my breakthrough on how did I get from 1,000 to 10,000 a day on my store. What was the biggest factor that caused me to get to that? And you already know the answer. It's a psychological factor that was the mental barrier, and it was looking at my campaigns too much. Here's what I changed. So once I started having a little bit of success, back to back, I realized that I was spending way too much time analyzing my campaigns every day, because I would have many campaigns, all really low budgets across many niches. And the next thing you know, I'm spending 5-6 hours a day trying to manage all of these campaigns. So if I have 30 campaigns and each campaign has 10 to 15 ad sets, what is that? That's 300 ad sets. I would look and analyze each of those 300. If each of those 300 takes 2-3 minutes to look at, we're talking a lot of minutes. What is that, 600 minutes? I don't know, I can't do math. How much is that's 10 hours a day. So obviously I did less than that. I was doing like 4 to 6 hours a day in analyzing campaigns. And I got burned out. I couldn't do that anymore. That was driving me insane. And so after a while, I realized, other people have told me this, but I didn't listen. I was like, oh, well, whatever. I just want to look at my campaign. I need to know the data. I need to know what's working and how blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, once I actually was in my campaigns and I was actually doing it, and I can't spend 4 hours a day anymore. I just can't do it. I need to focus on other parts of my business because I didn't trust any person to do this. I had to do it myself. I couldn't hire anybody to do this. So I was like, I have to figure out a process that will speed up this entire analyzing. Even though other people have told me, I figured out that the only thing that matters, the only thing that I need to know, and the only thing I need to look at on my campaigns is one column inside of Facebook. There's only one. I don't care about cost per click. I don't care about CPM. I don't care about link click-through rate. I don't care about how many comments. I don't care about how many shares. I don't care about any of the metrics that Facebook gives you. Nothing. There is only one stat, and you don't even need to look at Facebook. You could set up your own tracking and do it yourself through Google Analytics if you wanted to. But there's one column that I look at, and that column is the cost per purchase. So when I look at my campaigns now, I pull them all up and I literally say, I select all my campaigns, all of them, and then I go to the next tab, so all of the ad sets are loaded, right? All of them, so there might be 300-400 ad sets, whatever in there. If I have 30 campaigns, if I have 100 campaigns, there's more. And I organize by the highest cost per purchase. And then I only touch or edit the 20% that is over my max cost per purchase. Everything else, I don't touch, I just let run. Whatever, I don't care. Let it, it's happy, it's making sales under my max cost per purchase, which means it's profitable. I do not want to touch it. I do not want to edit it. I do not want to increase the budget. I do not want to decrease the budget. I just want to say alone, it is working. Leave it be. The campaigns that are over my max, I will scale them down or I will turn them off. It just depends on if they're way over my max or if they're just on the edge. If they're just on the edge or like $1 or $2 more, I scale them down. If they're way over like, $6, $7 more or more, 20, sometimes I lose, whatever. I look at them and I pause them, whatever. So I can analyze very simply using the basic formula, which is if it's over my max, I turn it off, under my max, I leave it alone. I can edit all my campaigns in a matter of 10 minutes. 10 minutes, if that. The only thing that takes time is how freaking slow Facebook is to load all my campaigns. Sometimes it takes like 10 minutes just to load all of them, which is annoying, and some days it's even worse, like it's broken or something, but whatever. So this is a huge factor. So what happened was I stopped getting my way. I stopped turning off campaigns. I stopped editing campaigns. I stopped doing everything, and I only looked at the one column. So what ended up happening is I had more ad sets rocking and rolling over the longer term because I stopped looking at them. And when I stopped looking at them, I was able to compound more and get more, because all I was focused on then, the only thing I was focused on then, after I stopped looking at my stats, the only thing I was focused on was launching more campaigns. Before, I was analyzing campaigns and launching was a second priority. I reversed that, and I was launching was the priority, analyzing was on the sidelines, whatever, and I would look at 10-15 minutes a day, all my campaigns done. Now, if you're new, I recommend you look at your campaigns every day. The reason I don't look at my campaigns now every day is because I know they're working and they're retargeting campaigns and they last way longer. I don't have to look at a retargeting campaign every day. A normal campaign, yeah. A retargeting campaign, probably once a week. It's probably a good amount, but I do it once a month. It's okay. But guys, psychologically, that was breakthrough. The psychological barrier was my biggest breakthrough when it came to print on demand to get to that next level. Now, if you haven't got to any level yet, you have a different barrier you have to get through. And that's probably the finding the winning design barrier, which you think is a technical thing. You think you need design skills, but it's really not. Go watch my videos about how to choose slogans, how to find heartfelt messages, and because you don't need design for that. You need to know what people like, and you can literally have a plain white wallet case with no design on it at all, with 2 lines of messages on it, whatever, or just let's say one message. You have a message on your wallet case, no design at all. It's plain white case with black text, and if it's a good message, they will buy. I promise you they will buy. It is about finding what triggers a market, product to audience match. If you do that, you will have success. And then you'll be able to figure out the next barriers that you have with print on demand and running online stores and everything like that. Mental barrier, psychological factors are a big part of business in general, but especially when you're running ads and you have to manage your campaigns. Guys, that's the end of my video. If you like content like this, if you like Facebook ads, if you want more, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next video.